And good morning. Can you believe it's been 24 hours since we were last together? It's Tuesday. Rain is in the forecast, not during the day. It'll be after dark. 5 p.m. is where it should start. A 60% chance. There's not a lot on radar indicating anything's going to happen anytime soon. But overnight will be when the showers move in, increasing to a 90% chance. We do need it. We need this to, wet the ground. Let's just be honest about that. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at radar before we get anything else done to show you where things are. Biloxi area getting a lot of rain this morning. As we pull this up, Meridian Honda radar indicates that. Mobile, Pensacola, even Dothan, Alabama getting some showers. We've got a few sprinkles to the west of Vicksburg, as you'll see here following I-20 all the way out to Tyler, Texas, toward Dallas. As you'll zoom in on this, just hadn't quite made it to Mississippi yet. We see Delhi, Louisiana, Tallulah, and those areas there getting a little bit, not much, so it's going to be slick if you're traveling west out of 20 from here headed toward Texas. So be careful in those areas. We'll keep you updated as things progress throughout the day. Right now, we've been hovering anywhere from 54 to 55. Right now, showing 55 at Keyfield in Meridian, Mississippi, as you're waking up starting this day. We've got a whole bunch of headlines to discuss this morning. Yeah, they all don't go anywhere. We'll get those on and let you know all about it. Lonnie, good morning there. Gene, Mark, how are y'all? Connor, Adam, Mississippi. Always good to see you. Richard, one of the first up and Adam today. Sandra, good morning. And I appreciate you saying that, Sandra, about our news source. We were busy last night. There's a lot of things that we will discuss beginning at 7 o'clock as we'll bring the local trend of things as what happened in the areas, all the counties surrounding us here, what we know and what we've seen. Joyce, good morning to you as well. Hope Tennessee is treating you well today. Steve, morning there. But as always, we've got to start the day. You just can't get started without a good word from the good Lord above. Let's head out to Collinsville this morning to First Baptist Church.
One of the great joys of serving in the church is seeing God bring people together who love Him, love each other, and share a common desire to see the Lord's work carried out. God has gifted each of us to accomplish that which He would have us do while serving in His church. Paul writes in Romans 15:14 and 15, I myself am convinced, my brothers, that you yourselves are full of goodness, complete in knowledge, and competent to instruct one another. I have written you quite boldly on some points as if to remind you of them again, because of the grace God gave me. All of these things, Paul writes, are signs of a healthy church. He is quick to point out that people are growing, responding to teaching, and growing to a point where they can instruct each other. All of this allowed Paul to focus on what it was that God called and equipped him to do. As a believer and hopefully a member of a local church, how do you see your role in building a healthy church? Are you a person who is full of goodness? And are you growing in knowledge and competency of God's work? Pray that God would continue to lead us all to do what we can to do to help our churches be strong and healthy. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, Mounty Cabinetry, and Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. Always good to have that good word there. Makes you feel good about yourself. Try it sometimes. We're going to talk a little bit about religion and where we're headed here in just a moment as I see the headlines that are coming out across the nation this morning. I did want to say, because this makes you proud being a parent, Jeff Lewis, how are you this morning? His son is going to be graduating from the police academy today. 42 years short of being 6 days to the exact day that he graduated from Malota. Congratulations on that. Proud parent there to have your kids do something that you're proud of. So congrats there. Colton will be graduating today, and we wish you luck in your career ahead of you in police. As I mentioned, headlines as they come out. I'll give you a snapshot, I try to each day, of what's going on. We start in Mexico. This all follows a trend as we look at Mexican magistrate, non-binary. The very first that they had was found dead in a home next to another body. And to be absolutely sure that I knew what non-binary meant, because there are so many different terms of what that is, I looked it up, and it means that this person cannot identify as a man or a woman. And the headline was very peculiar, the way it kept Well, it never said his or her. It just said their all throughout the story. Them, they, whatever they want to call themselves, is dead now. Not a real popular thing in Mexico. As we look at this, Mississippi, how do you feel about this? As I look at this, this is actual headline. NBC News put this out. Families in Indiana and Mississippi and other states are crossing state lines to seek gender-affirming care for their children, the Associated Press reports. I'll leave it at that. That's what the headline is. You decide what you think of that yourselves. Following that same trend, I see another headline. And all this leads up to other things. Bobby Burke announces his departure from Netflix Queer Eye. Can't say that I've ever watched that. I think that's sort of similar to that show, Say Yes to the Dress or something like that. I don't watch those. But as I look at this, religion, as I've said before, across the United States, we have fell below 50% for the first time of going to church. Well, no matter what you believe of what, and what I mean what you believe as to what denomination you belong to, we have fell below the threshold of 50% in the United States. And as I look at this, staggering numbers are starting to come in on Latinos. Latinos have always been very Catholic. As we look at this, their numbers are falling too, below 50%, especially those under 50. They're at 43% still attend church. 43%. Now, those above 50 are still hovering at 49%. What is this telling us? The world is changing. I'm not sure it's for the best. The Bible just doesn't seem to matter anymore. It's do your own thing because it's right. The public thinks so. Just remember, what is socially acceptable is not always correct. It may not be the right path for you. Sometimes, well, you got to cut against the grain, be a little different than the rest. Keep that in mind, and no matter what you do, just because others do it doesn't mean that it's right. That's my 2 cents worth this morning as we look at those different headlines that scattered up to that. We do see that Russell Ballard, he was a Mormon leader. He was second in line to the Mormon church, has passed away at the age of 95 this morning as we look at that. This is sad, but they made it somehow or another. I don't hike a lot of it, but in Colorado, this is not the time to go hiking when you've only got a cotton shirt on. Oh, it happened. They found someone in a hoodie. That's all they had for warmth was a cotton hoodie. That's not going to last long in those temperatures. They were there for 7 hours without any warmth. They did make it. Can you believe that? Wow. There are miracles from the good man up above, and we're glad of that. Do you remember the guy with the bull horns that they say stormed the Capitol? I think he was some sort of a implant. I don't know. The bull horns and red, white, and blue painted all over him. Went into the Capitol carrying the flag. I remember him. Spent 27 months in jail. He's out now. He's decided, well, he wants to be a congressman. He is signed up to run. It's not illegal. No. Will he win? We will see. He done all that for stunts, and I think we all know that. Paul Pelosi, y'all remember him? We will never, I don't care how many times you go to court, never know the truth of this. A pizza delivery guy, maybe, I don't know what the guy was. A hammer, everybody in their underwear, getting past the second, let's put it, no, third most important person in the United States in the government. Bypasses security and gets in a house, and they chase each other with a hammer. Got any more fairy tales anybody wants to tell me?
Yeah, I mean, come on, tell us the whole thing.
He is telling his testimony in court now. Truly. Y'all think about that now. Number 3 most important, powerful person in the U.S. government's home, not attended with high security. I don't think so. We'll leave it at that. You fill in the blanks on that as well. An ex-Fox News reporter is suing Fox. Oh, yeah, because they say that they were fired because they challenged Fox's 2020 vision of who won the presidency. It says that because they didn't believe Trump won, they were fired. do anybody remember watching that night? As soon as they could, they started running Trump down. I don't think that holds a lot of water.
No.
I mean, they jumped on Trump like white on rice. There's no other way to word it. They changed tones that night very quickly. Most of them wanted him gone. They just put up with it because they were scared, ratings for the time. Then they realized they could do what they wanted. But he's suing. Will he win? I doubt it, but you never know. Aaron Rodgers, any of those fans out there? Mr. Personality says he may be back next month after getting over his ankle issues that he had there. Good luck to him. We hope he does there. As we look around with other things, and I mentioned this earlier in the week, and I think we're going to see more of this headed toward the holidays, and it will increase whether it begins this year. And it may be going on and we don't know it yet. Remember how I brought up that I felt that it would be kind of like one of those fast and furious moments to where criminals start hijacking 18-wheelers? Well, Atlanta, Georgia, we're close to it. They hadn't progressed to that yet. But in Atlanta, as the Amazon truck pulls up to make deliveries, you know how the back is up and you take the package to it? About 10 of them swarmed the truck, took everything they could and ran. More of that is on the way. Before long, you'll have to have security ride with delivery people to be able to drop packages off or lock the truck every single time.
Stagecoach.
Yeah, it's like the stagecoach days, riding up there protecting. America, where are we headed? I'm not making these things up. It actually happens. Every one of these stories, every single day. Let's go to California. And I have to agree, there's not a lot that I agree with out of California, but I have to, a law enforcement there, a sheriff there says he's slamming Target because they will not allow the sheriff's department to put cuffs on anybody within the store. Hello. If they can't make arrests in the store, how can they stop crime? Why even call the police? If you're going out of business, this is one of the rules. I really think corporate America needs to sit back and rethink their rules. How many times have we seen store managers or a store associate, when somebody steals something, they stop them, and then they get fired for breaking company policy of trying to stop a thief? Something is not right, and all of these stories that I've talked about this morning lead up to a moral compass. Does anyone disagree with me? If you do, please post it. We'd love to hear from you. I really, makes me shake my head. It really does. Here's one for you. I sometimes find it hard to even say it. A female reproductive health charity has sparked outrage. Now, again, listen to what I said. It is a female reproductive health charity. They hired a transgender spokesperson. It did not go over too well. They hadn't been raising any money. I wonder why. Who makes these decisions? Do they sit around like when we were thrown off TV and go, good idea, good idea. Go get them. I think they... We do say condolences to the former president. Donald Trump's sister has passed away. I believe she was 86 years old. I remember seeing her early when he got elected. That had to be a good feeling. But condolences, no matter what's going on, whether you like Donald or not. When you lose a sibling, it's sad. So we pass along our condolences to Donald this morning. We do see that maybe, I don't know if it'll make a difference, but fentanyl, it's a huge problem in the United States. Biden, who was probably led to the meeting with China's leader, say that they're going to work together to cut back on fentanyl to help the world. They need to do something. Medicines are good if they're used for the right purpose. We can't let them get to the streets in bad ways. That's just the way it is. We'll be right back with your forecast. Give you a little insight of what's coming on with all of that. We'll be back in just a moment as we start this day together. I'll put a smile on it. It's not going to be bad at all. Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime? Structural Steel is hiring now. With employees that have been there from 20 to 40 years, they're family-owned and operated since 1975. Competitive starting wages, a 401k package, and great insurance. Immediate openings on the day shift and night shift. From entry-level helpers, welding and tacking, grinding and fitting. And the list goes on of job openings. Start your future today at Structural Steel. Call 483-5381. Have you seen the selection of cars and trucks at Massey Supermart Auto Sales lately? How about a Grand Cherokee Jeep 4x4 Limited? They've got that in white and also gray. They have a like new 2021 Wrangler Unlimited 4x4. Or maybe your family needs room. Have you checked out the Ford Expedition lately? 1023 Highway 39 Bypass, Massey Supermart Auto Sales.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Bob, I have to say, I really like your thought there. Bob quoted here, once upon a time in a land not far enough away. I like that. That was pretty good there. Let's get into your forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Back in the day, we traveled to 1921 when it was 84 degrees for a high on this day. We're far away from that today. Our record cold was set in 63. A lot of you are going to remember that. Seemed like that was mentioned in a Bob Seger song one time. But it was 21 degrees in 1963. Whew, 21. How cold that was. As we move forward to take a look at what the outlook is for today, we'll get somewhere around 63, a little bit higher than that as we get to 66. Possibly somewhere in that neighborhood there. Further rains to the south, as we'll see that they're on the coast as we looked at radar. Further north, 68, 69 there in the Columbus area as we cut across east to Bama, 65 Demopolis, 68 there in Tuscaloosa and those areas there with chances of rain. Again, all of this will move in after 5 o'clock. Now, here's the outlook of the weather. It's starting to tame a little bit from that hot weather we had. Still warmer in Mississippi, but normal weather starting to move toward Texas. It hadn't made it yet, but it's slowly getting there. That's that 6 to 10 day outlook. It'll get here eventually. Eventually. As we look at today, here's the highs of somewhere between 65 to 66 with that 50% chance of rain moving in after 5 o'clock. So during the daytime, if you've got outside work to do today, it should be good. You might get a sprinkle here and there, but for the most part, it's after that. Moves into a 90% chance of rain tonight. Then tomorrow, a 70% chance of rain is what the forecast is calling for. Still chances of rain through Friday, but as the weekend progresses and we get ready for all these activities that are going on, and it's going to be a lot between now and Christmas for the weekend. Sunshine, 65 on Saturday, 66 on Sunday, and then rain moving back into the forecast by Monday. Look at that, 50% chance there. Maybe by Tuesday, we'll get enough rain to where this will start getting rid of some of these burn bans. That's what we're hoping. 61 there by Wednesday, high of only 59 on the 21st. But we're going to hover at around 60 to 55 for the highs there all the way through Thanksgiving. That's what we've got. Next Thursday, believe that or not, Thanksgiving is here. Whew, boy, what's that purple stuff that tastes real bad that people insist on putting next to the turkey on the table? What? I can't eat it. Cranberries, yeah, it comes in a
shape of a can.
Yeah, and you just flop, there it is, and you have to look at it. It almost looks like jelly, but don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. I can't handle it. I know that there are people that love that and fruitcake. God bless you. Fruitcake.
I hadn't seen that at the bank here lately.
Man, that fruitcake to me is like a mixture of sandpaper and stuff that people wouldn't eat. I have talked to people that swear by it.
Ooh, both of them.
I'm going to stick to the banana pudding. Y'all just remember that when it comes to the holidays. As we look at our fishing forecast, we head out to Chet's Paint and Body this morning. What is the perfect time to fish? Well, right now. Head on out there, 6:45 today through about 9 o'clock this morning. 8:45 to 9 is what it will be good. It'll be major after dark, right at midnight before it gets good again for the fishing. What's happening on the hunting side as we go to Collinsville Meats? Well, let's see what they offer us today. Our first major time to deer hunt is going to be right at noon, 11:55. Hit those woods, be there through about 2 o'clock. It'll be after dark, 5:30, when the next time rolls around to be exactly good. Yeah, you can try sitting there. But your best time is going to be a lunchtime hunt today. Good luck with that. Again, we're coming up on the top of the hour. We'll be going back live. And what is it? I think about 10 minutes. I can read it. Yeah, about 10 minutes we'll be back live. So y'all don't rush off. Get ready. Odie's in the house. He's getting all greened up, ready for today's show. Green and blue. I don't know if this is going to mix. Well, we got a little orange in the background. Always colorful here, isn't it, Odie?
I see it.
We need your opinions, as we always like those. We can't help y'all enough for providing all the information that we go out and track each day. You're the reason that we have it. Thank you very much. We'll be right back as the morning show continues with the Scotty Ray Report on the way for Scotty Ray and Odie.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.